Hi, I'm Chris.
And Kathy.
And today we're going to do some canning of some venison. A lot of people are members of our Facebook group, All Things Wild, and they would have seen that yesterday I killed a buck, nice spike with the bow. And we, being that we're full-time RVers, we're really limited on our space, freezer space, refrigerator space. So we're going to be canning up a lot of it. If you're new to pressure cookers, you really should get yourself a decent book, the Ball Blue Book. I'd recommend this one, or even check with your extension office or something and see if there's a canning class that you can take somewhere, because this is something you don't want to mess with. If it turns out wrong, you could end up dead. Some of the things that we're going to be using today is the pressure cooker. This holds 5 quarts. We got this here, and this is actually important, so getting the air bubbles out of the jars after you get them filled up. A ladle, a funnel. This is canning salt. You use 1 teaspoon of canning salt per quart, a half a teaspoon for a pint, and this is actually optional. We like seasoning ours a little bit. We put some garlic cloves in the bottom. These are wild leeks, and we have some red onions. The cuts of meat that I use is really the stuff that ends up going into sausage and stuff. This is the heavy muscles in the calves, the neck muscle. So a lot of stuff that you just wouldn't be making a roast out of. I try to clean it off as best I can. You know, obviously I try to get all the hair out. You don't have to worry about every single piece, but you know, try to get as much of the tallow off, or even what they call the silver skin. It really, you know, it's going to break down so much in the canning process that you won't even know it's there actually. We did 1 batch already. These just came out about 25 minutes ago, and they all sealed. We got this here package of meat with our jerky seasoning in it. We're gonna do this tomorrow in the dehydrator, so we have some nice jerky. I got the back straps here. Not actually the back straps, but I'm gonna make sinew out of this so I can sew some leather bags together. Let's see, and we also need some boiling water, which I got here. Turn that off, because we need that for putting in with the meat. I got my jars in the water right now sterilizing. I'm gonna grab one out. Instead of the water to put in with this, you could use some kind of a beef stock if you wanted to, but I just I prefer the water. This one I'm going to put in 3 cloves of garlic and a little bit of red onion on the bottom, and now we'll fill up the jar. What do you like using this meat for when it's done, Kathy?
Well, my favorite thing to make is stroganoff, which I'm sure you like a lot too. And you could also use it in some soups or some stews, a stir fry. You can make sandwiches with it when it's cold or warm if you want to add some gravy to it. The juice makes really, really good gravy. And to just thicken it and put it on some potatoes or on an open-faced sandwich. And it makes a really, really good barbecue if you just heat the meat up, and it'll just fall apart into little shreds, and add some barbecue sauce to it, and it's really delicious.
Okay, you want to fill the jar to about a 1-inch head space, and then put the hot water in over the top, and you can see the air bubbles starting to come out. You want to make sure that you have all the air bubbles out. So that's what this handy dandy little tool is for. Make sure that the air bubbles are out. A little bit more water in on that. And now before I grab my ring and lid out, I want to show you this one. This came with the box of jars that we just bought, and I'm not real happy about how this looks right here. It's probably fine, but I'm not going to use it because I'm the one eating this stuff, and I want to make sure that it's safe. So I check all the lids and rings. Make sure that your rim is clean. Don't over tighten those jars or you're going to have a real problem, because the lids will bend up, buckle on you. Okay, in my pressure cooker I already have the water. You can see it's heating up. You want it to be hot. In the pressure cooker, and the reason I'm using this funnel is I really don't want to get any of the meat on the rim out here. And that's why I'm using the funnel. The process time is 1 hour and 30 minutes for quarts, 1 hour and 15 minutes for pints, and after we're done with these here quarts, we're going to do pints next. The shelf life, we've had this sitting around sometimes for 3 years without any problem. When you take it out, you can eat it right away. You don't have to heat it up again if you don't want to. You can just eat it right out of the jar because it's fully cooked. Store it in a cool, dark place. And it's even though you may not want to can venison, you really should learn how to can meat anyway. A lot of times stores will have a huge amount of beef on sale, or some huge pork roasts that you could cut up and can.
And
we've done that.
The process is the same.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what kind of meat it is.
We also can grouse, wild turkey, rabbits, squirrels,
muskrats.
And muskrats.
Muskrats.
They're real good. So I'm going to let them sit there for a couple minutes before I take them back out. So we're going to finish up filling up the jars, and then we'll be right back. So I got my jars filled. They're in the pressure cooker. Now all you got to do is put the lid on. This process was known as cold packing or raw pack. The raw pack. You could brown the meat if you wanted to first. What's going on here? But that's just an extra step. I've never done that. Something's not working there. Switch it around to that side. There we go. Alright. So I got my heat up on high to get it the steam. Once the steam starts coming out of the hole here, want to let that steam out for about 10 minutes before you put your weight on. And then we'll wait an hour and a half. Once you put that on, then you start timing it for an hour and a half. Turn it off after that. Let it sit there. Usually takes about a half an hour for it to cool down enough where you can open up the lid. Let's see. The rest of the stuff, I got the bones out there with the legs. I'll probably make a couple of gun racks out of the legs. The leg bones, like the thigh, I'm going to try to make some sewing needles out of them, so I can sew some leather bags with that sinew. I try not to waste any part of the deer that sometimes I don't want to kill the deer, but I do, because we got to eat, and I'd rather eat the venison than go to the store and buy a piece of beef that's got a bunch of what are they called?
Hormones?
Yeah, those things in it. So anyway, well, I guess that's about it. If you're into hunting, fishing, trapping, gathering, pressure cooking stuff, I hope you join us on Facebook at All Things Wild. Look for the canoe at the top of the page. Hope you share this video, like it, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll keep bringing more stuff. Thanks.
Bye.